Hey guys, this is Matt Snade with Muve Real Estate. We're at one of the remodels that we just finished. It's out in West Jordan, kind of by the Aquatic Center and Community Center out here. So it's a nice little area. It's a walking distance from that and a park and everything. We did the before video, this is the after. So kind of walk through and show you what we did here in this property and what lessons again that we learned on this. So the whole reason we bought this house was it had an addition on the back that was going to add a bunch of square footage and bring it up to a higher value because it's got more square footage. It was pretty cheap to finish it off. We also updated the rest of the home. One thing we focus on up on the east side is we'd like to have more main level or above grade square footage, which is why we also like this house. On the west side, we kind of learned the lesson that not as many people really value that as much as it's valued up on the east side. The reason we do that is because appraisers appraise off of above grade square footage and they value above grade square footage more. So even if people don't pay for it, up on the east side people do pay for it, but even on the west side when they look at an appraisal, they're not looking at necessarily the total square footage, they're looking at the square footage above grade, and they're giving that a full amount value and then a lesser amount for the basement square footage. So that was kind of our value play on this house, and we'll take a look at the finished square footage. But we started out listing this property at $275 just to try because the market was tight. No calls. We went down to 260 and then down to 250. And once we were at 250, we got a couple offers. So you know, as far as if we got that extra money out of it that we might have hoped on, we didn't have to get it, but it still was a good deal for us when as we sold it for 250. So not the end of the world, but just kind of lesson learned that if this exact home were up on the east side, we probably would have got the 275, but the west side doesn't like that quite as much. So we'll kind of walk through here. Front room, we didn't change much besides paint, carpet, but we did add recessed lighting, which is kind of just a pretty cheap and easy thing to do that really a lot of people like. It adds a lot of light and even light throughout the whole place. Down here we have two bedrooms, the old bedrooms and a bathroom, which super basic. All we did was paint and carpet and trim. We did trim, case and base throughout the whole house as well. We ended up doing new doors and hardware, but for the most part, the main home was just all cosmetic as far as paint, carpet, tile, countertops. The bathroom in here, we did just spray the old tile, just refinished it with a spray adhesive, and new tile floors, and then a new cabinet with a new counter. But we didn't opt for, we usually do granite in a lot of houses, but we didn't opt for the granite in this house. We just did kind of a nicer Formica top. In the kitchen, we did all new tile because it was just kind of weird tile before and dated, so we did a more consistent tile. We added this big pantry over here, which is really nice. We made this color and the island color match and offset with the rest of the cabinetry. We put new countertops on and created a little bit of an overhang here so you can have a sit-up area right here. These cabinets in the kitchen we actually kept. They were original and they were in good condition, so we just kept those. New sink, new counter, new appliances. So pretty basic in here. So right here is where we're walking into the addition. This was all unfinished before. We didn't do the actual addition, we just bought the home when the addition was here. So the shell and the roof were here, the walls and the window, and then we finished it off. So we had to run plumbing all through we had to kind of dig out the foundation to run the plumbing and water lines out that we put those in. I don't know what the plans were for this house when they first put the addition because they didn't have plans in with the city and it didn't have any water lines ran out. So I'm not sure what they were planning to do as far as but because it was a weird space if you didn't have a master bedroom back here. So what we decided to do is we made this a big new family room and then added a master bedroom on the back of the house. It's nice because you got like a dining room area here with the tables. We just destaged the property because it's closing in a couple of days, but this is the kind of dining room that's tiled off the kitchen and your family room over here. It's nice because you got to walk out to the back patio that also goes to the garage. If you take a look at the front, at the front shot that we did right when the video started, You'll notice we also closed in the garage. It was a carport before and we made it a garage because that's big out here. One of the downsides of why we couldn't sell this for more money also was that it was only a 1 car instead of a 2 or 3 car, which most homes with this much square footage have a 2 or 3 car garage. So, you know, we didn't do that, but it was probably another mistake that we made, but not too big of a deal. So in here we got the master bedroom. We finished this off and laid it out so you have your bed against this wall. You have a bathroom and a nice big walk-in closet. This kind of setup is just unheard of in this area. Probably one of the only homes of its kind. When we were looking at comps for this house, the only comps we had were probably homes built like after 2000. So newer homes that were usually 2 stories in the newer subdivisions and PUDs out here. So on the street, this home doesn't look like much, but once you walk in, you've got a ton of main level living. So we knew someone would really like it. So in here, we've got a good setup, separate tub and shower. We just did a basic floor pan, but we've got the subway tiles on the backsplash of here and the surround on the shower. So it's a pretty good sized shower as well. Nothing too fancy, just nice and clean. We got the double vanity sinks. You know, we didn't opt for above counter or below counter mounted sinks. We just did the above. We got a whole new vanity that's all custom made with the shaker cabinets. So pretty good job in here, nice and easy. One thing to point out in here actually is the tub. We opt for the tub that's a little nicer than your basic shallow cheapo $100 tub. I think this is like $50, $75 more, and it's just got a cooler design. It's a little bit deeper. You know, it's a lot better tub. So even in West Jordan, in all our houses we're putting this tub in, it's just a lot nicer. Alright, so we got the master closet over here. So pretty basic, but we always do these built-ins. You got plenty of space for clothes racks, and you got your shoe racks or put your underwear and socks in these little cubby holes. So it's always nice to have those. So let's head downstairs now. Alright, so down here, again, just really basic. All we changed up was paint and carpet in the main home. Most of the money went to that back addition. We did all cosmetic down here. One thing you'll notice, there was, I think, a fireplace in this back corner and like a rock wall and stuff. We just didn't really like the look. It was really dated and wasn't in good condition, so we just ripped all that out and finished it off regular in this family room. The other thing, you know, there's a bedroom back there, basic remodel in there. But we did switch up this corner right here. We added this pop out right here because before it was flush and the door going into the the storage room was not to code and it was really tight and you couldn't fit anything in there. So we popped it out and changed this whole setup of how you go into this bedroom and into here so that there's more room to get into there. It decreased the size of this slightly, but not too bad at all. It's a child's bedroom down here, so not a big deal at all. But yeah, we don't really need to take a look at that just because it's pretty basic. We got the bathroom behind you. So in here, again, we did a new vanity and countertops and everything. Everything else was cosmetic. We put a new tub shower surround in because the old one was really kind of yellowy and not that great a condition. So that's all better now, and we did new tile floors as well. So yeah, that's pretty much everything, you know. I kind of went over lessons learned on this one. Was we slightly over improved for the neighborhood. We knew that going into it. We knew we'd probably sell it for less than we actually really wanted. One thing we kind of missed on this up front was the 2-car garage or 3-car garage. I knew it was going to be a big deal. I didn't know how big of a deal it was, but we did have 2 or 3 buyers come through and say they loved it except for that. I figured since this one was extra deep with kind of a workshop on the back that it would make up for it, but you know, 2-car is a 2-car. So that is one thing that we missed on this. Anything else, just, you know, the above grade square footage isn't as big of a deal on the west side. So not too bad. It was still a good deal for us. I think we were in and out of this in about 5 months total, and we ended up putting about, I think, $60,000 into this one. So we went over our budget slightly, but not too bad. But it was a nice flip for us, and one of our only west side ones that we've had in the last few months here. So stay tuned for our next couple. The next couple that we got are really awesome, so you'll be interested in those when they come out. Thanks.